Hello everyone, I am Dr. Dharam Pandey and from BLK Super Speciality Hospital, and now we are gathered here on Facebook Live to discuss uh, how the life is going after when we come over the lockdown period and when we resume work. So, uh, hope you all are fine at home, working from home, and सब लोग ठीक हैं घर पे, अच्छे से स्वस्थ हैं और यही हम लोगों की भी कामना है कि सब लोग स्वस्थ रहें घर पे। और आज हम लोग आप लोग अपने क्वेश्चंस डाल सकते हैं एंड होप एवरीवन इज़ फाइन विद मिक्स्ड हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश। So today we will discuss about what are the professional life is going to change, how professional life is going to change post lockdown. So friends, हमें जो लगता है वो कि हमारी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ डेफिनेटली वैसी नहीं होगी जैसी कि पहले थी. There are a lot of things to be going to be changed after when we resume our work post lockdown. Like for example, हम कैसे खाते थे, हम कैसे अपना डे टू डे लाइफ कैसे जी रहे थे, कैसे हम कम्यूट कर रहे थे एंड कैसे हम सोशलाइज कर रहे थे अपने आप को, कैसे हम एक्सरसाइज कर रहे थे डे टू डे. ये सारी चीज़ें चेंज होने वाली हैं और कुछ अच्छी भी चीज़ें होंगी इससे, बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होंगी जो हमने कुछ अच्छी हैबिट्स भी सीखी हैं एंड सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का जो हमारा उसको कंटिन्यू रखना होगा हमको, ठीक है. सो व्हाट आई मीन टू से हियर इज़ एवरीथिंग इज़ गोइंग टू चेंज. How we worked pre-lockdown phase, how we were doing exercises, how we were socializing, how we were eating, how we were educating our kids, how we used to meet each other, how we used to socialize, everything around what we had earlier to this lockdown is going to change. And there are few things for good and there are few things which we are going to face some problem. तो यही चीज़ें, सारी चीज़ें हम डिस्कस करेंगे ये. अब ऐसे टाइम में सबसे पहली चीज़ जो हमें नोट डाउन करके रखनी है वो कि लॉकडाउन ख़त्म हो रहा है, रिस्क नहीं. ओके, द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग वी नीड टू रिमेंबर हियर पोस्ट लॉकडाउन व्हेन वी रिज्यूम आवर वर्क इज दैट द लॉकडाउन इज ओवर but risk still remains same. Yes, Sukumaran ji. Yes, we'll speak in English, right? So what I mean to say here is that we need to understand that we are lockdown phase is over, but the risk remains same. We are still risk and lockdown is over. So बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं. There are many things we need to take care even after post when we resume work, like how we are going to maintain social distancing, how we are going to maintain uh, how we are going to meet each other. All these things we need to formulate. There are few things which our your company management has to take care, like a few of recommendation I would highlight here, that how we are going to arrange the office. Like when people will resume working, then we have to arrange the office in a way that the social distancing is maintained. So I would recommend that the change the sitting position in your office. Like we have to rearrange that we should have a specific sanitization protocol for offices, all the offices where we resume work, like um, how we are going to sanitize that, what will be the routine for sanitization. We need to have that, and we have to initialize such, uh, or if there is an existence, that protocol or anything, something like that, or we have to strengthen that, that in order to maintain a good sanitization and hygiene, personal hygiene there, then there has to be some protocol regarding how our employees and staff, the working staff, is going to maintain their hygiene. And when we make a sitting arrangement around in the office, that we have to maintain, we have to keep it in mind that we keep the social distancing and all these things in our mind. then then there are a lot of meetings happens in hospital, our office. So we need to make something arrangement that whatever less physical meeting takes place, and we can have something like a display video conferencing based meeting and all these things. And one more important thing is most of the offices will have central air condition. So there are recommendations that central air conditions are to be used very minimal, because they can be the source of contaminated air. As we are aware that this virus, the coronavirus, is spread through the droplets, and if anybody just it is in air, and it it may travel through air to one place to other place. So the use of central air conditioner has to be minimized. One is another this recommendation. And wherever there is a possibility that a good ventilation is recommended, and it is good to have an open air rather having an closed air. If not possible, that there can be regular the cleaning process and whatever process. I'm not the expert of that engineering field, but we can have certain system for that. And I think there is some provision in there that we can increase the fresh air in those things, and that can be done. And another thing I would emphasize, that how we are going to have an attendance system when we resume work. For many of employees, how they are going to put their attendance and all kind of things. Then we can have a lot of technology. We can have a certain things like a mobile app based attendance system, and all these things are possible nowadays, and we can have those attendance system. And so there is not a problem in that way. And one more important thing is we need to educate our employees or staff at place. And it is not just important for management, but it is also important at our staff or employee level, that we become aware about what are the precautions, what are the steps, preventive measures we have to take, and how we are going to maintain our personal hygiene and contain the virus, and how we can prevent spreading that to large level. So in summary, what we can say is how the life is going to change after when we resume work soon after lockdown. Then we will definitely have a certain different workplace. We are going to have a certain different type of workspace, that will not have such a cluster kind of and workplace, that we need to modify that. Then the second is we may have a certain shift kind of duty that the less people work at once in the office, and some people can join in another shift duties to minimize. So ultimately, the production will be the same, but we can minimize a large number of people um, working at once. So, and AC, we have to manage the AC things, like fresh air is recommended. All these things has to be taken care, and few of do's and don'ts I wanted to discuss here today. And definitely we need to understand this, that again I would say that the lockdown is going to over, but the risk is not. Even I believe that the risk will be more when we resume work, because as of now we are at home, we are safe, we are in isolation, but when we are going to resume work, then we are going to have a certain more and more people around us, and this is going to put us on a risk of having an more risk, right? Okay, so there are few do's and don'ts you must be reading about on the internet and other WhatsApp media. First things I would like to tell you that इधर उधर की बात नहीं सुननी है. Whatever things you, whatever information you want, get the information from a right and authentic, like ministry website and WHO website, and whatever information you want, you get it from that. Don't here and there and WhatsApp, because what I believe is the what do you say, the fear fear will be the more dangerous than the virus itself. So we should not be feared, and there should not be any fear factor among us. Okay, so there are few do's and don'ts, what you need to do and what you don't, as I want to say here is, you know that the washing hand is a one of best way to maintain your hygiene, and wash your hand. You must have understood that there are few steps. The main core thing here is, this virus has a protein coating, and why we are saying to wash your hand regularly is this special type of protein which covers the virus is very susceptible to detergent or and alcohol. Okay, so virus is something which is non-living organ protein. So it cannot survive itself. It needs some living factor to survive. So, and this is how once virus enters our body, anybody's, then it start growing. It will not grow itself, but it will remain on the surfaces for, we are still not aware about that, and we don't know how long it is going to stay on the surfaces. But yes, there you can catch it through your touching by those objects, and you can contaminate on take that virus inside you, and then it is going to trouble. So this is why it is very important and recommended that you have to wash your hand regularly with the detergent, and at least wash it. That detergent has to be at least for 20 to 25 seconds on your hand, wherever surface you are cleaning, so that this pore of the virus is exposed and degraded with the detergent, that protein level, and then it is over for the virus. Then it will become good, that you are not able to, that virus will be degraded. So this is one important thing, that you need to wash your hand before cooking, before doing anything, before touching any surface, after and before going to washroom, toilet, anything what you are doing, you need to wash your hand. Okay, so this is one important thing you have to. And another important thing is that when you sneeze, when you cough, after that, like this way, putting your elbow and put this, usually how we cough and how we sneeze is like this. So don't do this. When you cover your hand, you are contaminating your hand, so don't cough like this. If you want to cough, you can use your elbow, so likely that you will not going to touch your elbow by your hand. And we have it is very usual common practice that we often touch your face, eyes and mouth. So if our hand is contaminated with the virus, that we are going to touch our mouth and hand, so there will be likely we get infected. Then another things what we need to take care is a good sleep is very important. Why I'm saying a good sleep here is that sleep increases, like our body needs sleep to rejuvenate yourself, right? Rejuvenate your body, and immunity is a very key factor here to contain the virus. Because if you are coming around and unfortunately if you come around with somebody who is infected or a carrier of virus, then it is, if your immunity is good, it is less likely that the virus will affect you, and it will produce symptoms in your body. So it is very good to have a good immunity, and for good immunity, good food, balanced food, whatever food is cooked, very home food is good nowadays. So please prefer that you cook at home and don't order outside food. One, then having a good physical activity, some exercises will definitely help to increase your immunity, and to have a good immunity will definitely help you to fight with the virus. Then you can have some supplement like vitamin C, and you can have some citrus fruits which contain good amount of vitamin C, and that is also recommended of these days. And most important thing is social distancing. You have to practice social distancing nowadays. Don't touch, don't shake hand, at least 2 meters distance you have to maintain. It is all everywhere. We are aware in this past 2 months that what is the social distancing means. Another important thing is, we are going to office or home or wherever you are traveling in lift, don't touch any surface. And before, when you enter your home or when you enter office, you wash your hand. Okay, so that's the another good way to, like for example, when we use the stair, we try to touch the stair bar and handles there, the door things, and we need to have some certain protocol or policy to keep cleaning all these things right now. And these are the don'ts. Actually we know about the do's, what we need to do, but here the another problem here is that actually we don't know what not to do. Okay, so the first thing I would recommend here is, don't be panic. Okay, don't make this pandemic as a panic demic. Okay, don't become panic, and things are going to be settled, and definitely it is going to take a little longer, and the good thing is that we are at a better place in India, and we are at good uh, better than the other countries where there are a lot of things are going right, and we are taking it in a very right way. So this is the good news for us, and don't spread fear and panic all around that. It is going to cause very very badly, and it is going to affect us very badly if we don't take care of all these things, right? So, and one more important thing what I have observed is um, we take care of ourselves fully, body, clothes and everything, but we don't take care of your shoes. What I mean to say here is, put your shoes. Have you ever sanitized your shoes sole or shoes itself? So I think most of people will say no, but you know, you have to keep your shoes at the place where at home also, where you don't touch it, okay, and take all precautions while you putting on shoes. Wash your hand immediately after that, because that's the most least the shoes is the most the thing which is we never sanitize, okay, like we sanitize hand, we wash our hand handkerchiefs, we wash your every utensil, everything we clean, our mobile and everything, but shoes never. So that is also one thing, don't do that, okay. And another thing is always try to keep your mobile phone, whatever surface, whatever things you are handling in your hand, like it may contain virus, may be at the surfaces, like your credit card, your debit cards, your mobile phones, your specs or anything, whatever objects, it can stay there. So keep sanitizing those things what you are using every time, okay. And don't shake hand, as I said, don't shake hand. And another thing is, don't visit your relatives or your friends, those who are very old, or especially when you are taking care of your kids, like most of our female colleagues and other people will be working in office and may have certain small kids at home. So they have to take really precaution here, that before taking care of those kids or elderly, you make yourself really uh, clean, and make sure that you have washed your hand, you have changed your cloth immediately, you throw it and put it for washing with the detergent. So some kind of precautions you have to take, okay. So don't uh, visit your very elder relatives nowadays, and take precaution, all the precautions to when you are taking care of the small kids. And at last, I would suggest that keep yourself updated, keep yourself updated from many of website which are recommended, like WHO website or Ministry Health website, and there are many resources which are authentic resources which are available, that you can access to them, and you can have certain um, any query, you can just go ahead with those website and take your query solved, or you may ask some expert to guide you in that way. But don't be panic, and life is going to resume, but definitely in a different way. There are few things good going to happen, and there are some difficulties. Definitely when we assume in a different kind of lifestyle, definitely we will have certain difficulties and some acceptance, non acceptance, but definitely uh, we will have ease in that. Ultimately we have to function, we have to work, and we have to take care ourselves. So, all these things are there. You have to take an advice from authentic place and keep yourself updated what is happening, how things are going, right. So, hope people have understood about in a very short. Here I have tried that to convey what are do's and don'ts, and if anybody there to any query, I am here to answer that if anybody. So, please, if anybody has any question, they can put that and we can answer those questions here. Any questions? Anybody has any questions, though they can put the question on and I can answer. Hope Sukumaran sir, I have explained in English and you have understood. Thank you, Sandeep ji. The most important thing here to is to maintain our hygiene, and that's very, very important. I will tell you very good thing that like you are aware that I am from BLK Hospital, BLK Super Speciality Hospital, Pusa. What we did at hospital, that we made a single point of entry in our hospital, so that everyone get screened for that, and soon we got that. So, making it a single point entry, like how we made in our hospital. So, when you resume work, that also can be possible to offices also, that sees all the multiple entry wherever there is a multiple entry. Once recommend very strong exercises is because when you do very hardcore exercises, like I have seen on Facebook, many of people are doing very hardcore exercises, and nowadays that is not at all recommended, because very hardcore exercises makes your body in a little inflammatory format, and inflammation when your muscles fatigue. So don't do exercises where your muscles get totally fatigued, because that fatigue will induce certain inflammatory, very low grade inflammation in your body to recover those muscles, and that inflammatory process will reduce your immunity. So you will have likely more chances to catch up the virus. So very light exercises for 15 to 20 minutes, just having some sit to stand, take a chair, sit to stand, do some sit to stand, or move your hand, a little physical activity where you just feel a little warmth in your body. That's good enough to have an exercises and make you physically fit nowadays, right? Anybody else has any question more? You can put your question offline also, and we will be I'll be happy to answer offline. So I think we can close the session now. Thank you everyone who has attended and who is going to watch later on this video, and any questions you can just put it on offline and we can answer it. later on, and hope you have understood the basics about what are the changes going to happen after lockdown phase when we resume our work. So have a very positive mind, and have a positivity when you join. Take all the precautions what the suggested is, keep yourself updated, okay, and hopefully we will have a good time ahead. Thank you so much.